is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
First reading. A reading from the letter to the Hebrews. Brothers and sisters, faith is the realization of what is hoped for, and evidence of things not seen. Because of it, the ancients were well attested. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place that he was to receive as an inheritance. He went out, not knowing where he was to go. By faith, he sojourned in the promised land as in a foreign country, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, heirs of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and maker is God. By faith, he received power to generate, even though he was past the normal age and Sarah herself was sterile. For he thought that the one who had made the promise was trustworthy. So it was that there came forth from one man, himself as good as dead, descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and as countless as the sands on the seashore. All these died in faith. They did not receive what had been promised, but saw it and greeted it from afar, and acknowledge themselves to be strangers and aliens on earth. For those who speak thus show that they are seeking a homeland. If they had been thinking of the land from which they had come, they would have had opportunity to return. But now they desire a better homeland, a heavenly one. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. By faith, Abraham, when put to the test, offered up Isaac. And he who had received the promises was ready to offer his only son, of whom it was said, "Through Isaac, descendants shall bear your name." He reasoned that God was able to raise even from the dead, and he received Isaac back as a symbol. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Mark. On that day, as evening drew on, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us cross to the other side." Leaving the crowd, they took Jesus with them in the boat just as he was, and other boats were with him. A violent squall came up and waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up. Jesus was in the stern asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith?" They were filled with great awe, and said to one another, "Who then is this whom even wind and sea obey?" The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear brothers and sisters, the Holy Gospel speak of a beautiful story of calming of a storm by the Lord. Storms, dear brothers and sisters, we experience every moment of our life, daily, in our day-to-day lives. Dear brothers and sisters, the boat in which Jesus and his disciples travel is a symbol of each and every one of us, and also it is the symbol of the church. The storm is the symbol of temptations and trials, my dear brothers and sisters, each one of us has to undergo here on earth below. While we are sailing on the sea of life, and also the symbol of persecutions which the church had to undergo. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, we should not fear, or rather we should not be worried about the storms that we have to undergo daily. Why? Because the boat of life, Jesus is there with us. He is there in our boat. He is there in our life. The disciples, when they had to go through this storm, this experience, they simply forgot the fact that the Lord was with them. They believed in the storm. They focused their entire attention towards the storm. They were highly terrified, perplexed, excited. My dear brothers and sisters, when problems come on our way, when temptations come on our way, when unexpected experiences come on our way, when the sicknesses or fatal experiences struck us, what happened? We are shaken. And we lose faith. We lose control. At times we even go to the extent of asking the question, God, where are you? We are sinking and we are perishing. Dear brothers and sisters, one father of a student of a college where I served once came running. And then as he came running, I just asked why, what's the problem? I saw he was not normal. And then he was trying to put his words out, but words were not coming. And he was trying, he was very emotional, tears in his eyes. And then ultimately, after a great effort, he burst and he shouted and he said, Father, my son is having a cancer. Very unexpected. They never expected it. It was a very severe, very powerful, very strong storm that blew. And then that was a very unbearable, painful experience that entire family had to go through. Very difficult to believe. And they cried and cried and cried. And after some time, this child died. And still, my dear brothers and sisters, those parents have this trauma. They still can't accept the fact that their son is dead. But recently when I went to celebrate a Holy Mass in remembrance of this child, his mother and father, immediately after Mass, he said, "We are sorry, Father. Of course, we lost our son. But in this stormy experience, we simply forgot the fact that Jesus was in our boat. But now we believe. We believe that our son is in the hands of Jesus. And we believe that Jesus is there still in our boat, our family boat. My dear brothers and sisters, people, we go through these experiences daily. So all what we have to do when we walk this journey of faith, to wake up Jesus in situations like this. We need to wake him up. We need to pray to him. And we need to hang on to him. And we need to shout and appeal to Jesus. Dear brothers and sisters, Jesus can calm the most terrible of tempests in our lives. When the cold wind of sorrow blows, let us turn to Jesus. We shall feel calm and comfort when the hot wind of our passions blow, let us again turn to Him. We shall find peace and security in the presence of Jesus. When the storm of doubt seeks to uproot us from the very foundation of our faith, dear brothers and sisters, remember, we need to turn to Jesus. Don't turn anywhere else. Don't look for anyone else. Always look for Jesus, turn to Him, shout to Him. And dear brothers and sisters, we shall be safe. When we turn to Him, when we seek Jesus, when we go in search of His assistance, refuge, dear brothers and sisters, we are in safe hands. Therefore, let us believe in every storm that shakes the human heart, there is peace with Jesus Christ. This is exactly what the apostles experienced right in the center of the sea. And it is the same experience Jesus is inviting all of us to have in our day-to-day life. Let us have Jesus always and every moment in the boat of life. Amen.
Wachanaya.